Hey guys, Dax here. This is excitement take 2 to anyone else who saw the previous Facebook Live. We have finally received our very first Vanderhall Motor Works Carmel unit. I know many of you know what that is, and you've been anxious to see these. I'm going to share a little bit about it in just a second. For those who don't know about Vanderhall, we picked up this franchise in April. We have sold out of these at an alarming rate. In fact, we have a real supply and demand issue going on, so we're excited to see a 2020 arrive. This one's already spoken for, go figure, but if you can, act fast, come on up, take a look at it. We won't be doing a demo ride, being how, you know, it's already owned, but I do want to go over some of the features. Vanderhall is a US company. They're coming out of Provo, Utah. I've been there, I've worked in the assembly line, I've really enjoyed my time with them. We have so many of these things ordered, guys. We have the 2020 Venices on order, and I'll be sure to share that when they arrive. This is our first 2020 arrival and the very first Carmel that we have seen. So when we looked at the Venice, people love the sportiness, and it's mind-blowing power to weight ratio. They didn't want to lose that in their Vanderhall repertoire here, but they did want to answer a couple of questions people had. First question was, hey, can you make it so we can get in now a little bit easier? You know, the step over doors. I love them. I don't have a problem with it. I'd be happy to teach anyone the easy ways about it. But this is easier. I'm not going to lie about it. What we have right here is a nice leather strap, a pull, and an open. Beefy, heavyweight door here. Great hinges. Sign of things to come. Cup holder here. You'll be able to step right in. These are commonly called a suicide door, but Vanderhall would like us to call them front entry. Very smooth, very nice. How about that, huh? What we see here is a chassis that's actually comparable in width, which I'm about to show you some examples of how much more spacious this is. That's question number 2. How do I get in and out easier? 1 and 2. Can we get a little bit more space in there? And they have accommodated that. Jason's getting ahead of us here to show you. Look at the gap here between the headrests. Look at the gap here. Look at our seat belts. Look at this gap. Now let's pan away and let's go over to our Venice, which quite frankly the wife and I love driving, and it has been nice and smooth. We're gonna see something. Look how snug these both are up against the chassis. Look at how these two are competing with space to where, you know. So what we've accommodated here is a few inches of gain, and you really feel it. It is more spacious. Dion here, our shipping and receiving expert, she and I jumped in, went for a little feel, and we understood that it definitely made a difference. You know, we weren't as shoulder to shoulder. Went for a feel sounds weird. She's my second cousin. Don't make stuff up. So anyway, so I do want to show you how to get in here. So we're going to go nice and easy, just like so. And then I'm gonna have the simple step in right here, and I am in. Now, these things start at about $39,950, so they're roughly about $10,000 more than our Venice. And they didn't want to leave you hanging, not getting your value. So let me show you a couple other upgrades they've made. Firstly, we now have the locking glove door. Now this knob in here is pretty slick. On the Venice, we have to take 8 bolts off to get under the hood and see. And Jason, you want to make sure you can watch up there? I'll pull this knob nice and easy. We'll open that up in a second, but I do like that. We have full illustration here of button activity. Right up above, we have a push button starter. That's nice and easy. You can see the remote fobs are here. We have them zip tied to the steering wheel for now. And along with the extra space here, they were able to put the heated seats down here. You know, smoother, easier to use, lighted equipment. I think you can see it here. Bluetooth. This isn't competing with space between the driver and passenger as much, nor is this. Nice and easy. We still have the heated seats. We still have the climate control on board. One thing, I'm glad we did a second video actually. I got rid of my other cameraman, so that was J-Dog. This is Jason Ricardo. But these are actually going to have a canvas sunscreen available. That, I think, is something a lot of people want to know. Hey, how do I put a roof on these? I know Vanderhall is working on it for the Venice. They have made them, they just weren't as pleased with the style of it, and style is everything. You can tell when you see the design, style is everything. They do have these already available for us on the Carmel, so you are going to be able to put a canvas shield up above you, make that nice and easy. Let's talk about some of these specs. We're looking at a chassis that actually is the same width, so they accommodated all this just by having the doors, by moving the seats around a little bit inside of the chassis. I'm very thrilled with what they did, but they did to accommodate more storage back here. You can see it's pretty expansive comparatively. If you can get down there, we do have more storage. What they did do was increase the wheelbase, so these are actually 6 inches longer now. Otherwise, same width, which I was impressed with. To accommodate the added equipment, these are 145 pounds heavier, so we're still dealing with a nice soft 1,600 pounds versus 1,400 pounds. But they didn't want to lose that power to weight. They wanted to keep these things spicy. So both machines will still accommodate 4.5 seconds, 0 to 60. The way they pulled that off here, we're utilizing the 1.5 liter turbo GM power plant versus the old 1.4 liter. And that is roughly about 20 horsepower greater. So we jumped up from about 180 to 200, and you can feel it. I haven't had a chance to really, get in here, but they're able to accommodate the 4.5, 0 to 60. I'm a happy guy. Top speed, for what it's worth, is about 140 on a Venice. I only know because I read it. This thing supposedly is about 5 mile an hour less, maybe 135, 138. Irrelevant numbers. I think we're all going to be satisfied. So that's everything going on here in the chassis. And you can see the Carmel is an exquisite machine. They gave this thing all the high-end upgrades that we've experienced with our GT series. We've been spoiled having GTs with the, the trim interior, with the blackout 18-inch rims, with the heated seats, with so much of the equipment that these guys have done. Here, that's all going to be standard equipment. The rear fender. You jump in here. Look at how easy this is. You saw me hit the knob, go right in. So, simply checking oil, things like that are going to be a lot easier. Getting to fuse boxes, that I'm going to appreciate, and I like what they did. Another thing, while we're on the hood, I'm going to go ahead and close this, Jason, and see. I'm just going to push right there. I love this. It is so aggressive, fits the front end. Look at this. I'll go ahead and turn the lights on. This thing is so mean coming at you. Did that get the lights on? Yeah. What a tough looking front end. When this thing's coming at you, it's like a shark's about to bite you. So cool. So guys, as I mentioned, this one's already spoken for. We already have other deposits in place. 2020s are coming in. If you have interest, we still have our demo. Stop by, email, call. Come experience these things. Even if you're just interested, you don't have to buy. Those who do want to have them, and we already have that list starting, the supply and demand issue has been sincere. So make sure you talk to one of our sales staff representatives. Get an order in place. These things are going to be a little tough to come by for a while, and I'm excited at that. Carmel, we have each color coming. Ruby metallic, a white pearl like this. We have a limited edition bronze that comes with a matching jacket and a plaque from Steve Hall, signed by him too, to commemorate this new model year. We're only going to get one of those. It was a very limited edition. And then they have one that I thought was really cool. It's called Vintage Silver Metallic. Vintage silver is right. Very comparable to that Speedster color. Anybody who's seen those pictures, just gorgeous. So that we have coming. And then we'll have a full fleet of Venices. Expect our first grouping to come through to be the GT series. Then they're going to get back more to the basics. Stay tuned for videos on that. We'll be sure to share as soon as they arrive. And otherwise, thank you for tuning in. I hope you love these half as much as I do, because wow, they've really been a lot of fun for us, and we have seen so many people be able to have fun with Z&M that for years were wanting to ride and just didn't feel confident enough. We have people adding these into the garage so they and their wife can enjoy it alongside their motorcycles. And we're trying to treat everyone first class, do what we do. Vanderhall is an awesome product, and we're proud to have it here at Z&M Harley-Davidson, Vanderhall of Greensburg. Thank you.